Hi everyone, and good morning here from the US. My name is Audrey, and today we will be having a vocab lesson. Today's topic on our vocab lesson will be nature, on nature. So we'll go over a few new words about nature, give you a chance to introduce yourselves here in a minute, and tell us a little bit about what you think about nature. And soon we will get started, so go ahead and join the chat. Let me know if there are any problems. I've been having some problems with my microphone lately, so just let me know if there's a bit of an echo, and I'll try to mute my mic, and hopefully that will fix the problem. Okay? Welcome everybody. Today's topic, as I said before, is nature, and it looks like we're filling up, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Tell us your name, where you're from, and what is your favorite part of nature. So describe it to us. Tell us a little bit about your favorite part of nature. So I'll begin. My name is Audrey. I'm from the US, and my favorite part of nature is probably, well, I really like rivers. I think rivers are very beautiful, and in the summertime you can walk around and walk through the rivers and sometimes swim as well. So that's probably my favorite part. Okay, so let's go ahead to Essa. How are you today?
Hello. Thank you. I'm fine.
Okay, great. So tell us where you're from.
I'm from Kazakhstan. And my favorite part of nature is where it's more silent, and maybe countryside or mountains.
Okay, yeah, so you like the mountains and also places where it's peaceful and quiet, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. Let's go to Fernando. How are you?
How are you? I'm from Colombia. The part of nature I like is the waterfalls. I like this class.
Okay, great. And what do you like the best about waterfalls? Are there a lot of waterfalls near where you live in Colombia?
Yes, but here in Colombia we have a little bit of waterfalls, but I like the Niagara Falls. I like it.
Oh yes, I've never been to Niagara Falls, so I hope someday I can go. Okay, great. Let's go to Hashem. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Egypt, and I like the sky. As it makes me like meditate when I think about it.
Okay, very good, very good. And let's go to John. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm from Indonesia, and John is a nickname because I'm 16 and I don't want people to know my name.
Okay, well, would you prefer that we call you John then today?
Yes.
Okay, great. So tell us, what is your favorite part of nature?
I like
Fishing?
some ocean.
Okay, great, great. Go ahead and tell us a little bit more.
'Cause the ocean it can be calm, but also very rough.
Yes, that's true. And do you live near the ocean?
Not really.
Okay, I see, but that's great. The ocean is very beautiful. Okay, let's go to Maha. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, fine. Tell us where you're from.
I'm Saudi Arabia.
Okay, great. And tell us, what is your favorite part of nature?
I like trees, so maybe I like forest.
Okay, the forest? Very nice. Do you like to go walking in the forest sometimes?
Yes, because I like animals, so I go to forest.
Perfect. Do you have any pets?
Yes, I have cat.
Good, I love cats. Okay, let's go to Mustafa. How are you today?
Fine. I am from Egypt. My nature that I love is green nature, field or any green field that
Okay, great.
give me the
Like
rest.
your picture?
What?
Like your picture of the grass.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And
This
where do you live again?
Egypt.
Okay, great. And let's go to Victoria. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Fine, thank you. Tell us where you're from and what is your favorite part of
Spain.
nature?
I live in Spain, Madrid. The time is very cool, and I'm 22 years.
Okay, great. And what is your favorite part of nature? Are you still there, Victoria?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite part of nature? Sorry, there's a lot of noise coming from your mic. We'll come back to you. Let's go to Jensen. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm fine. I'm from Venezuela. I'm 28 years old.
Okay, great. And what is your favorite part of nature?
Favorite part of nature? The beach. I love going to the beach.
The beach, you said?
Yeah, the beach. Mountains.
I'm sorry, there's a lot of interference. Make sure if you're having some noise from your mic that you mute your mic. But Jensen, do you live close to the beach?
Not exactly. I live in Venezuela, and there are a lot of beaches in Venezuela. I don't live near the beach, but it's not so difficult to go there.
Okay, I see. Very good. And let's go to Alessandro. How are you doing today?
Hello. My name is Alessandra. I come from Italy.
Okay, very good. And what is your favorite part of nature?
The mountain.
Mountains, very good. So,
Yeah, because
are there a lot of mountains?
Because I like so much to make a mountain bike.
Oh, yes? Yes, that's very interesting. Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and last we have Eric Wang. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Okay, great. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from China.
Perfect. And what is your favorite type of nature? What do you like most in nature?
Well, talking about nature, well, my favorite part is maybe mountains, I think. You know, we can go hiking in those mountains.
Yes, and do you hike often?
Well, sometimes, not that often.
Okay, very good. It looks like we've introduced everybody, so we're going to go ahead with the vocab lesson. So we'll take turns reading the example sentence, and then I'm going to have you guys try and explain the words. And some of these may be review for you. Hopefully there'll be some new words so you can increase your vocabulary about nature. So we'll go ahead and get started. Let me know if you have any problems seeing the screen, but I'll go ahead and put the presentation up for everyone to see. Does everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's go to Alessandro. Could you read us the first example here for abundance? The word is abundance.
What? Sorry?
Yes, can you see the presentation?
Yeah, but I have a problem with the audio.
Oh, is it difficult to hear?
Yeah, I have the problem with the audio and the video. I can't see you.
Would you like me to post a link of the presentation in the chat? Is anybody else having trouble with the audio? I'm sorry, we had some connection issues. Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. I'm sorry. We've been having a lot of connection issues lately, so hopefully just be patient and we'll get things moving on. But Alessandro, can you hear everything okay now and see the presentation?
Your camera is...
No, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, sorry.
Okay, so the first word is abundance. Alessandro, could you read us this sentence?
Do you want my presentation?
Yes, the one on the presentation. Could you read the sentence? Okay, looks like we lost Alessandro. Can we go to Eric? Could you read us abundance? The sentence that goes with abundance.
Okay. Well, abundance means a lot of.
Right, great. So go ahead and read us the example sentence.
Okay. Luckily for the farmers, there was an abundance of rain this year.
Exactly, and just like you put it, you said abundance means a lot of, a large amount. So an abundance of rain means there was plenty of rain or a lot of rain. Okay, very good. Are there any questions about this? Right, plentifulness. That's a good way to put it as well. Okay, any other questions about the word abundant?
No.
Very good. We'll go to the next word. We have to erupt. To erupt. Fernando, could you read us this example?
Hello, what example? I don't understand. Please read again.
Yes. Could you read the example sentence on the presentation?
Excuse me, what presentation did you say? Are you saying?
Can you see the presentation that says to erupt? Can everybody else see the presentation okay?
I can
Yeah.
see.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's okay on my side.
Okay, let's go ahead and go to Hashem. Could you read us this example?
I hope no volcanoes erupt during our trip to Hawaii.
Okay, perfect. So what does it mean to erupt?
Erupt mean becoming active.
Burst out.
Right, to become active or to burst out. To burst out is a good way to put it. Because erupt
Break out.
Right, break out. Because erupt doesn't always have to be used with volcanoes. What is another way that you could use the verb to erupt? Does anybody have any ideas? How could you use the word to erupt in another way?
Could be explode. Explosion.
Right, it could be to explode, or you could even use it with emotions. So you could say, my boss erupted in anger.
Blow up.
When I explode, or you could even use it with emotions. So you could say, Okay, does that make sense? So it means to explode, but it could also mean figuratively to explode in emotion, or to burst out in emotion. Okay, very good. But here we have it used with volcanoes, so it means to burst out with lava. Very good. If there are no more questions, we'll go to the next word, which is shallow. Shallow. John, could you read us this example sentence?
The river was so shallow that fish could barely swim.
Okay, great. So what is the meaning of shallow?
Not deep.
Right, exactly, not deep. So the shallow river means there's only a little bit of water in it. It's not very deep. Very good. Any questions here about shallow?
Can you also use it for emotion like erupt?
Not necessarily, because shallow is an adjective instead of a verb. So shallow is describing something as not being very deep. But you could use it as, sometimes we use shallow to describe people. So if a person is shallow, it means they aren't very deep thinking, or they think about people from the surface. They judge based on appearance instead of emotions.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, great. Then we'll go on to the next word, which is to sting. We have another verb here, to sting. Maha, could you read us this one?
I can't see the picture because mic of my friends.
You can't see the presentation. Would you like a link to the presentation?
I can see. I can read
Yes,
it.
please.
Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, Fernando, would you like to read this one, and then I'll
Okay.
give a link to Maha?
Okay, a big bee stung the little girl on her finger.
Okay, perfect. So what does it mean to sting?
Prick. Prick.
Suffer.
Right, right. To prick.
Sharpen.
To prick could be. Yes. So a sting is usually used with a bee or a wasp or some kind of insect that pricks somebody. So good. To sting. To sting. And see, the past tense of to sting is stung. So stung is the past tense. Okay. Any questions here?
Yeah, what is the past participle of sting?
It is still stung.
Stung, the same.
For example, a bee has stung me.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Not.
Maha, can you see the link that I posted in the group chat?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so could you read us the next example, which is weed? A weed.
Yes, with Rosa spent hours on a Sunday pulling all of the weeds of the garden.
Okay, great. So give us a definition of what is a weed?
It is a plant.
Grass.
It's similar to grass. What were you
Grass.
saying, Maha?
Plant.
What kind of plant is it?
A horrible one.
That spheres on earth.
Right, it's basically any kind of unwanted plant. So a plant, a natural plant that's just growing that you don't necessarily want. So if you're gardening, you have a garden, there are going to be several plants that just grow there, even though you didn't plant them. So those would be weeds. You have to weed the garden or pull out all the weeds. Okay, very good. Are there any questions about the word weed?
No.
No.
Great. If not, we'll go to the next. We have catastrophe. Catastrophe. Mustafa, could you read us this example?
Yes. The hurricane ended in complete catastrophe.
Okay, great. So what does it mean, catastrophe?
Accident. A big accident.
Right. It could be an accident, but what else could you use to describe catastrophe?
A natural disaster.
Right, a disaster. Complete
Destruction.
disaster.
Destruction.
Destruction, destructive, disaster. Both of those work very well. So catastrophe is a really terrible destruction, disastrous event. Okay? Very good. Any questions?
No.
Okay, next we have extinct. Extinct. Victoria, could you read us this example? It looks like she's gone, so let's go to Jensen. Could you read us this one?
Extinct. We must protect panda bears from they become extinct. I think that in this context is disappear. Could be.
Right, exactly. So it means extinct means disappeared. So if an animal like a panda bear becomes extinct, it means there are no more panda bears on Earth. Okay? Any questions about the word extinct?
We must protect panda bears before they come extinct.
Are you there, Eric?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, there might have been a connection error. Could you read this example again, Marine?
Okay. Marine life in the Pacific Ocean can be very diverse.
Okay, perfect. So give us an explanation as to what marine means.
Well, marine means something related to ocean, sea.
Right, exactly. So marine life would be any kind of life that is in the ocean or in the sea. Very good. Okay. Any questions here? If not, we'll move straight on to the next one, which is, was there a question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, what is the difference between marine and a beach?
What were the two words? Marine and what was the second?
Beach.
Beach?
Yeah.
Marine is an adjective that means anything related to the ocean. So you can say marine life in that example would be any kind of animals or plants that live in the ocean. But a beach is a noun just describing where the land meets the ocean.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, if there are no more questions, let's go to the next one. We have to bloom, to bloom. Fernando, could you read us this example?
Okay, let's go. My favorite part of spring is seeing all the flowers bloom.
Okay, great. So what does it mean to bloom?
A flower, maybe it is the synonym of rice, or maybe can be used to express a barn, maybe, I don't know.
You're on the right track. Can anybody else explain this word to
Maybe
bloom?
open it
To
or
open the flower.
yeah.
Right, exactly. To open up, to open.
Flowering, flowering,
But
flowering or blue.
could I use that word to express a situation, a different situation? For example, shine. I don't know. The question is, I could use that word in that situation or not? Or is explicit to express the open flower?
Which word are you asking about?
I mean that my question is if I can use that word to express another situation, for example, shine, as a synonym, right? I don't know.
To bloom is usually used for flowers, and maybe not in this case. That couldn't be used as a synonym, because to bloom means just to open up when the flowers open up.
Glue or glue?
I'm sorry?
Glue or flowering?
Flowering could work. So to flower is also a verb that could mean to bloom or to when the flowers open up. Okay, any other questions?
No.
Very good. And we'll go to next. We have instinct. Instinct. Hesham, could you read us this one?
A mother's instinct is to protect her babies.
Okay, great. So what's the meaning of instinct?
It's like her way to do, what to do, I don't know really, but I know what's mean, but I can't say it in English.
Can anybody else explain?
Duty or
Well, the very basic inside a human being of anything.
Right, so an instinct would be a natural tendency or something that you're born with.
Yeah.
So a mother's instinct or natural tendency.
Inherent behavior of a person.
Or impulse.
Exactly. Impulse is another good word. A natural impulse.
Impulse.
Perfect.
Natural impulse.
So it can be with humans. It can be with humans, or it can be with animals as well.
Can you write it?
Okay. Impulse.
Yeah.
We have behavior, maybe.
Sure. Can you see impulse in the group chat? Okay, very good. Any other questions? If not, we'll move on to next. We have to hatch. To hatch. Maha, could you read us this example?
okay. To hatch, Timothy.
Are you still there, Maha?
Yes. You didn't hear me? Okay. I will repeat. To hatch, Timothy couldn't wait to see the chicks hatch.
Okay, great. So what does it mean to hatch?
Emerge from an edge.
To come out of an egg.
Emerge.
Break the egg.
Right, exactly. So to come out or emerge from an egg. Perfect.
Emerge from out egg.
Right.
What is the meaning?
Very good. Any questions here?
What's the meaning of Timothy?
Timothy is a name.
Okay.
So Timothy is watching the eggs because he wants to see them hatch, or he wants to see the baby chickens come out of the eggs.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Any other questions? Next we have to rot. To rot. Mustafa, could you read us this one?
The dead wood began to rot as it sat on the forest floor in the humid climate.
Very good. That word, I'll just check your pronunciation, is humid. Humid.
Humid. Humid.
Very good. Okay, so what does it mean
Humid.
to rot?
To decay.
DC.
Right, exactly. To decay. Or to become rotten.
Decay, yes.
Rotten is the adjective. So to rot is the verb. To decay. Very good. Any questions?
Humid here doesn't mean wet.
Yes, wet. So humid means the air is wet. There's water in the air. Okay, everything else is okay? Next we have fertile. Fertile. Eric, could you read us this example?
Okay. This patch of land is extremely fertile. It will be perfect for planting corn.
Okay, great. So what does it mean, fertile?
Well, fertile means it is very, there's very rich. There's a lot of fertile. Well, it means the land is very rich and the plants can grow very well in this land.
Right, exactly.
Abundant
So
or
it
fruitful?
means very rich, or that the land has a lot of nutrients in this case. When you're talking about land or soil, fertile means rich or having a lot of nutrients, able to grow plants. Okay, any questions here?
No.
No question.
Great, let's go to next. So we have herd. Herd. Fernando, could you read us this one?
The herd of sheep became chaotic as the wolf ran through it. It means, that word refers to a social grouping of animals within the same species. I don't know.
Right, it's very good. So a group of animals of the same species. So in this case, a herd of sheep would be a large group of sheep. You could also use it for a herd of cattle, a herd of deer, things like this. Very good. Let me show you this word here, chaotic. Chaotic. Chaotic, yes. And what does it mean, chaotic?
Well, it means very
lacking order,
messy and
unrest,
crowded.
Right, exactly. So messy, disorderly. Very good. Okay, any other questions here?
No questions.
Okay, now we have our last word. Hamdi, welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Could you read us this one?
Drought. Many of the animals in this area have died because of the recent drought. Dryness.
Okay, great. So, yes, without rain or dryness. Very good. Okay, any questions here? There are no more questions. Are there any questions about any of the words? We're going to go over them quickly, and then we'll have a little question to end the class. Okay, so our first word was abundance. Abundance. Hesham, could you give us an example sentence with abundance? Make up your own example sentence.
Okay. Here in Egypt, we have abundance in what? No. say wheat or wait. I don't know how to spell it.
Wheat.
Yeah.
Wheat, good, good. Okay, perfect. Let's go to next. We have to erupt. Maha, could you give us an example sentence using to erupt?
Okay, I forget what the meaning.
Who can explain the word to erupt?
Maybe
To
explode.
burst out.
Right, to burst out. To burst out.
It's easy, the pronunciation.
So to erupt, you can be speaking about a volcano. A volcano eruption could be when a volcano explodes or bursts out. Or you could also be talking about, we mentioned emotions. So erupting in emotion. Does that make sense, Maha?
Yes.
Okay, so give us an example sentence using to erupt.
I don't.
What about if somebody erupted in anger? This is an example that we mentioned. What would that mean?
Well, it means the person becomes furious, very angry.
Rust
Right.
with anger.
Right. Well, you could use it for any very strong emotion, to explode in emotion. The same way you use it with volcanoes, you can also use it with
There
emotions.
was a violent eruption of anti-government feeling.
Right. You could say that too. Okay. Any questions about this word to erupt?
Yeah, interruption and erupt having a common something between them.
Yes, an eruption would be the noun. So a volcanic eruption would be the event. And then you could use the verb to erupt. The volcano erupted or erupts.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, very good. We'll go to the next word. We have shallow. Shallow. Mustafa, could you give us an example sentence using shallow?
Shallow. Okay. I found the film rather shallow.
Okay, very good. Very good. So it could be used to describe a body of water, so something that's not very deep, or also a person or something that's lacking emotion. Very good. Any other questions here? Next, we have the verb to sting. To sting. Phaedra, are you there? Maybe not. Let's go to, we have Abdel, are you there? Okay, we'll go straight back to Eric. Could you give us an example sentence using to sting?
Okay. I was stung by the big bee. Is that okay?
Great. Perfect. Yes. So to sting, very good. And stung is the past tense. Any questions here?
No.
Next we have weed. A weed. Fadi, are you there? Okay, let's go to Fernando. Could you give us an example sentence using weed?
Rosa spent 4 hours on Sunday pulling all of the weeds out of the garden.
Okay, very good, very good. So weeds are unwanted plants that just grow.
An example of weed is a tobacco is a weed.
Can you say again?
No,
okay,
no,
very
sorry.
good. That's okay. Let's go to next. We have catastrophe. Catastrophe. Hamdi, could you give us an example sentence using the word catastrophe?
Yeah, catastrophe. What is the catastrophe? I forget. The World War II was a catastrophe for the whole world.
Okay, great, great. So catastrophe means a disaster or ending in destruction. Very good. Any questions here on catastrophe?
No.
Okay, very good. We'll go to next. We have extinct. Extinct. Hesham, could you give us an example here?
Yeah, many of the old bears will be extinct in 2013.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Many of the old bears will extinct in 2013.
Right, right. And how you maybe say that better would be will become extinct. Will become extinct. Okay, very good. Questions here?
C is silent.
You can hear the C. Extinct. Extinct.
Extinct.
Right, great. Exactly. Any other questions? Next we have marine. Marine. Maha, could you give us an example sentence using marine?
Yes. For example, city.
Marine also refers to soldiers, right? United States soldiers or sea.
It refers to anything dealing with the ocean or the sea.
For example, marine city or.
Right. Okay. Any questions? Any other questions here with marine? Very good. Let's go. Next we have to bloom. To bloom. Mustafa, could you give us an example?
Bloom. These flowers will bloom all through the summer.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So it means to open up. To open up. To bloom or to flower. You can also say to flower.
Yeah.
Very good. Next we have instinct. Instinct. Pedro, are you there? We'll check again. Abdel? Okay, we'll go back to Eric. Could you give us an example using instinct. Are you there, Eric?
Sorry, I just muted the microphone. Oh, well, eagles learn to fly by instinct.
Right, perfect. Very well. So, instinct, something that you're naturally born with, a natural tendency or impulse, as somebody said. Very good, instinct. So this word is pronounced similar to extinct. Make sure to pronounce that C at the end. Instinct and extinct. They have two different meanings, so make sure you pay attention to those. Okay, any questions? Next we have to hatch. To hatch. So, Fernando, could you give us an example sentence using to hatch?
Yes. Timothy, go away. See the chicken eggs hatch. Open the eggs, maybe. Open up.
I'm sorry, my mic was muted. Okay, very good. So what does it mean to hatch?
Open up the eggs.
To come out of an egg or something.
Right, exactly. To come out of an egg. So maybe you can come out. Okay, very good. Any questions here? If not, we'll go to next. We have to rot. To rot. Hamdi, could you give us an example sentence using the word to rot?
Yeah. After animal dies, it rots.
Right, very good. It rots. It rots.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So it means to decay. To decay. Or to decompose also.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Any questions? And another word that we had pointed out was this word humid. Humid climate, which means wet air.
Yeah.
Water
humidity.
in the air. Okay?
Like humidity.
Right, the humidity.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Next we have fertile. Fertile. Hesham, could you give us an example using fertile?
Okay. The plants grow up when we plant it in a fertile land.
Right, exactly. So fertile land is any kind of land that has a lot of nutrients. It's very rich for the plants.
Yes,
Okay.
we can describe also the human being, like a woman is fertile.
Yes, it can also be used even for humans and animals as well.
Oh, yeah.
So if a woman is fertile, it means she can have children.
Yeah.
And the same with animals. So if a dog is fertile, it means they can have children or puppies. Okay, very good point. Any other questions? Okay, next we have herd. Herd. Maha, could you give us an example when it's using herd?
Yes. The herd of sheep came to eat wheat.
Right, very good, very good. So a herd is any large group of social animals. So it could be sheep or cattle or antelope, anything like that. Very good. Okay. Any questions here? Make sure not to confuse this herd with the other herd, which is HEARD. Right,
Listen.
and that means to listen, to hear. Okay? And our last word is drought. Drought. Mustafa, could you give us an example with drought?
For drought. This year, a severe drought has ruined the crops.
Right, great. So this year, several droughts have ruined the crops. Perfect. Okay, any questions about drought? It just means a period of no rain or a period of dryness. Everybody okay with drought? Okay. We're almost out of time. Thank you everybody for attending the class. Are there any last minute questions or comments before we leave?
Thanks.
Yes, thank you everyone for coming and you're welcome. I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you.
See you in class later.
Really happy to.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Goodbye.
Take care.